Japan, mid-17th century. A man in his early 60s walks slowly into a mountain cave. His body is scarred, his life is behind him. He has won more than 60 duels and never lost a single one. His name is Miyamoto Musashi. No students follow him, no family waits outside, no audience remains. In this complete silence, Musashi writes 21 short rules, not about fighting, but about how to live when you have nothing left except yourself. Not how to defeat others, but how to defeat fear, dependence, hesitation, and inner collapse. 400 years later, those ideas are more relevant than ever, because the modern world is not suffering from weakness, it is suffering from dependence. Dependence on approval, dependence on motivation, dependence on comfort, dependence on being seen. Musashi left behind a map, not for warriors, but for anyone who must rebuild their life from zero, when skill is not enough. Musashi was not born disciplined. At 13, he survived his first duel through raw instinct and brutality. As a young man, he relied on aggression, speed, and intimidation, not control. For years it worked, but then he faced opponents who were calm, precise, and disciplined, and something became clear. Skill without mental control collapses under pressure. One famous duel changed everything, his fight with Sasaki Kojiro. Kojiro was flawless, elegant, technically perfect. Musashi was not, and Musashi won. Not because he was better, but because he was adaptable, while Kojiro froze when reality stopped matching expectation. That lesson echoes today. A modern collapse. In 2020, a man named Marcus lost his job during the pandemic. He didn't just lose income, he lost identity. Without his title, without his routine, without validation, he froze. He had skills, he had experience, but under pressure, he stopped moving. That's when Marcus discovered Musashi's philosophy. And the first lesson hit hard. Knowledge without structure is useless under stress. Kaizen. Rebuilding through micro moves. Musashi eventually understood something most people never do. Big transformations are illusions. Real mastery comes from tiny, repeated corrections. Instead of chasing new techniques, Musashi refined one movement at a time, sometimes for months. This idea later became known as Kaizen, continuous improvement through small, consistent action. Marcus applied this in a way that felt almost stupid, not sending resumes, not networking aggressively, just opening LinkedIn for 2 minutes a day, no pressure, no expectations. Weeks later, resistance disappeared, action became automatic. That's how change actually works. Your brain does not resist effort, it resists threat, and small actions don't trigger fear. The rule: if your life feels stuck, don't fix everything, fix 1 millimeter today, then repeat it tomorrow. Movement matters more than magnitude. Ikigai, direction over motivation. For 16 years, Musashi fought constantly. He won, he survived, he became feared, and yet he felt empty. At 30, he realized something brutal. Victory without purpose is meaningless. So he stepped away from duels. He studied art, strategy, philosophy, not for pleasure, but for clarity. Eventually, he found his direction, not fighting men, but understanding strategy itself. That was his reason to wake up. Marcus's turn. Marcus realized he had chosen his career by imitation, not intention. So he asked 4 hard questions. What do I enjoy doing naturally? What am I actually good at? What do people genuinely need? What will they pay for? The intersection revealed his path. Not status, not approval, direction. And direction creates energy that motivation never can. Wabi Sabi. Using imperfection as power. Musashi rejected elegance. He used unconventional weapons, unorthodox techniques, asymmetry. He valued what worked, not what looked good. This philosophy later became known as Wabi Sabi, accepting imperfection as reality. Marcus struggled with perfectionism. He delayed projects, deleted content, waited to be ready, until he understood perfection is paralysis. He shared his failures publicly, and people connected deeply. Because humans don't relate to polish, they relate to truth. The rule. Start ugly. Improve honestly. Let reality shape you. Waiting for perfection guarantees one thing: nothing ever begins. Musashi spent most of his life alone, not because he rejected people, but because dependence is weakness. In his final days, he entered a cave alone and wrote his last rules. One of them was simple: do not depend on anything outside yourself. This doesn't mean isolation, it means inner independence. Marcus realized he still depended on validation, likes, messages, comparison. So he removed the noise. No more measuring himself against others. And for the first time, silence felt peaceful, not empty. The four principles together. Kaizen without purpose equals endless motion. Purpose without imperfection equals paralysis. Imperfection without discipline equals stagnation. Solitude without structure equals loneliness. But together, you become resilient. Not unbreakable, but unstoppable. Final instruction. Choose one area of your life. Make the smallest possible move today. Not impressive, not visible, just real. Do it again tomorrow. And let time do what motivation never could. Closing. Musashi died alone, but he did not die weak. He died free. Free from approval. Free from fear. Free from dependence. That freedom reached us centuries later. Now it's your turn. Walk your path, even if you walk it alone.